Hello friends. Recently we can see a lot of AR rulings coming out, and there is a debate all over. It started with a parota at 18%, where the advance ruling in Karnataka, they told parota should be taxed at 18%, roti will be taxed at 5%. So the controversy started from there. Now what is this advance ruling? Advance ruling is basically, suppose as a taxpayer I have a doubt on some tax rate or the valuation. I approach the advance ruling for giving a clarification. And advance ruling give a clarification to me. It is applicable only to me as a taxpayer. It is not applicable for the industry as a whole. But recently, and most of the time, when we apply for an advance ruling, the advance ruling authority confuses the matter more than clarifying it. And then later, the CBIC or the government has to come and clarify the confusion. For example, a decision of Rajasthan advance ruling, where on director's remuneration, advance ruling told director's remuneration is chargeable to GST. Now, an employer-employer relationship, any service given by an employee to employer is actually not a supply of goods or services as per Schedule 3. It's very, very clearly given. And in service tax also, this was very clearly laid down. A director is an employee. Suddenly the advance ruling comes and creates a confusion and says it is a supply, and on reverse charge the company has to pay GST. Later on, a circular was issued by CBIC and they clarified if it is a pure employee-employer relationship, there may not be GST if TDS is deducted under section 192. So like that, confusions get created by advance ruling, and most of the advance rulings are struck down by the appellate authority or the high courts or finally the Supreme Court. So should we take advance ruling seriously? It's a question. Well, as I told you, it is a ruling which applies only to the taxpayer. Whatever legal binding on your product or your goods or services, better take a call and abide by it. Now, a recent advance ruling judgment by Gujarat Advance Ruling Authority on sale of developed plots. They have told sale of developed plots. If you are doing any additional activity in that, like you are laying roads, drainage, you are having a flood, you are having lights, and you are developing the property and then selling it, it is no more a land. It becomes some services on that land and GST is applicable. Now, as you are aware, Schedule 3 Clause 5 exempts, or there is a negative list where they say there is sale of land and sale of building if it is sold after completion, getting the completion certificate, is out of GST. It is neither a supply of goods nor a supply of services. So if you have a land, you cannot make a land marketable unless you do a little development. So just because you have done some development, still it is a land. You sell a land. You don't sell your services. You don't sell. The land cannot be sold without a road, without the basic infrastructure. You have to sell a land by developing the land. So I think this judgment also is going to get struck down, and I am sure this will be struck down, but before it becomes a controversial ball, it's better the government comes and clarifies their stand on this so that the department doesn't issue notices to all the land developers and tell them to pay GST. One more important thing which I want to tell the viewers on this developed plot is, as you are aware, in building, if the building is sold without getting an advance, if it is sold after the completion certificate, it is not covered under GST. The same proposal or logic you can use in land, even though land, I am sure if you take the advance, also it is coming out of GST, but to keep yourself safe, you sell the land by taking 100% money after it's developed, you sell the land, it will not get covered under GST. One more ruling of Gujarat High advance ruling has become very active, and last 2-3 months they have been left and right giving their rulings, which is all contrary to law. What they are sitting and doing there, we don't know. Their target is only getting revenue and passing all wrong orders. So one more order which Gujarat Advance Ruling Authority has passed is the threshold limit. Now 20 lakhs is the limit to register for services. Now the SSE, he is having an income of 9.84 lakhs from the renting of immovable property, and balance he has got income from PPF, interest from PPF, from some loans and advances, and from his savings account. Combined it crosses 20 lakhs. So what the authority has told is, since the aggregate turnover, now see the 20 lakhs turnover threshold limit is the aggregate turnover. Now what is this aggregate turnover? Aggregate turnover means you have to add all the turnovers, whether taxable, exempted, all the turnovers if you add, minus whatever turnover inward supply for reverse charge, if you add, it should not cross 20 lakhs. So exempt supply also should be added. So what this advance authority has told, advance ruling authority has told is, this interest from PPF, from savings account and from loans and advances is an exempt supply, should be added to the renting of immovable property. It crosses 20 lakhs, so liable to be registered. Is this ruling correct? Now, to get something taxed, first it has to be taxable. If you see the definition of supply under section 7, it is very clearly told it should be in the course or furtherance of business. If it doesn't fall under the definition of supply itself, it is not taxable. If it is not taxable, where is the question of exemption? Now, someone is having his PPF deposit or a savings deposit. Does that mean he is in the course of furtherance of business? He is doing business of depositing the money in PPF? I think the whole basic structure of GST, I think, is getting struck down by these advance rulings, where the definition of supply itself is not met, and they go somewhere else and find out the reasons to tax. So I think this ruling also will be definitely defeated in the appellate or the higher courts. So I request everyone not to take the advance ruling that seriously. Yes, take second advice, take 3 advice, 4 advice, but be careful. But don't get discouraged by the rulings of advance ruling, because most of the advance rulings are struck down. So I don't think there is a point to really discuss about advance rulings for other cases other than for the taxpayers who have applied for it. Thank you. God bless you.